Welcome students to the online class Standard 8 Subject Science. Lesson number 1, Living World and Classification of Microbes. So let's see the topics which we are going to cover in this slide. The first one is criteria for classification of living organism. Second one is merits of classification of living organism, and the third one is demerits of classification of living organism. So let's begin with the first topic. Previous slide we had discussed the classification of living organism, which was classified into 5 kingdoms, and the classification was given by the scientist Robert Harding Whittaker. Okay, so we are going to see the further part in this slide. So student, as you can see in the above diagram, Whittaker's 5 kingdom system of classification, which was classified into 5 kingdoms, which is indicated by red box. The first kingdom is kingdom 1 Monera, kingdom 2 Protista, kingdom 3 Fungi, kingdom 4 Plantae, and kingdom 5 Animalia. Classify the living organisms into 5 different kingdoms. Robert Harding Whittaker had followed 5 different criteria to classify the living organisms, which we are going to see next. So student, as you can see the criteria which is displayed above. So let's begin with the criteria. The first one is complexity of cell and structure. So what do the first criteria means? They are telling you that the cell structure of the organism should be described based on the nucleus present in the cell. As I've explained you in the previous slide, that living organism was classified into 2 types, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So based on this criteria, it was classified into 2 types. So as I've explained you that living organism's body is made up of either single cell or a multiple of cell. So the cell, if the cell consists nucleus and the nucleus membrane is well developed, then the organism comes under eukaryote. But if the nucleus is not well developed, then the organism come under prokaryote. So based on this criteria, living organism was initially classified into 2 types, that is prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So let's begin with the second criteria, which is nothing but complexity of organism. So what does this criteria means? Harding Whittaker had followed this criteria to classify further the prokaryotes and eukaryotes into unicellular and multicellular. As I have explained you before, that unicellular are those organisms whose body is made up of single cell, and multicellular are those organisms whose body is made up of multiple of cells. So this was the criteria Robert Whittaker used to classify the organism further into unicellular and multicellular. Let's see the third criteria, which is nothing but modes of nutrition. What does this mode of nutrition means? It means that the way the organism receive their food. So here the plant comes under autotrophic. Why? Because they go under the process of photosynthesis. Means what? They prepare their own food. They are not depending on any other for the food. So next come your fungi, which is saprophytic. Means what? They absorb their food from the dead organism. Means they are depending on the dead organism for the food. The next comes your animali, means animal. They are coming under heterotrophic. And ingesive, means they are also depending on other organism for their food, as they are not autotrophic because they can't make their own food. So they come under heterotrophic. Why? Because they are depending on other organism for their food. So let's see the last criteria which Whittaker followed to classify the living organism, which is nothing but phylogenetic relationship. Now what do you mean by phylogenetic relationship? It's a cycle in which your organism is being classified. Like the cycle is beginning from the prokaryotic to eukaryotic and unicellular to multicellular. It means that first the living organism which exists was unicellular, a single cell organism. After that, multiple cell organism have taken into existence. So phylogenetic relationship is nothing but the cycle into which the first organism comes, and after that which organism comes. So it is in the cycle of prokaryotic to eukaryotic and unicellular to multicellular. So this was all the 5 criteria onto which Whittaker had classified the living organism into 5 kingdoms. So students, as you can see above, I'll explain you the merits and demerits of the 5 kingdom system of classification which was given by Whittaker. Okay, so let's begin with the merit. As you can see in the merit, it is showing that it gave concrete basis of classifying living organism, means that it has given the classification. Whittaker has given the classification accurately. The classification was given for the living organism was accurate. There was no lacking of placement of the living organism. Let's see the second merit. It is given as it helped to make categorization of most of the organism easy. It means that the place which was given in the classification to the organism was accordingly, and it was categorized in a manner way which was easy us to identify the organism. Identification was became very much easy to identify the living organism because of the proper categorization. So next, let's come up with demerits of 5 kingdom system of classification given by Whittaker. So let's see the first statement given as viruses have not been given proper place. It's mean that viruses was not given proper place in the categories or categorization. They were not allotted the proper place of identification. The second statement states that parasitic plants which have a cell wall but do not perform photosynthesis were also included in the kingdom Plantae. They mean to say that parasitic plant which is already depending on the other autotrophic plant for the food and photosynthesis purpose, they were classified or they were included into the kingdom Plantae. Thank you.